Welcome back to Review Crew. I'm Bobby.
And I'm Carrie. On today's episode, we're going to review Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Tim and Gabe are going on the spot to review Logan.
Here's a trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I'm sorry, Stephen. Your reckoning is long overdue. I hope you understand. The greatest threat to our universe is you. The Illuminati will see you now.
I could use an Avenger.
There are other Avengers.
Come on. Every night, I dream the same dream. And then, the nightmare begins.
You cannot control everything, Strange. You opened the doorway between universes. And we don't know who or what will walk through it.
Wanda. The multiverse. It's life or death.
We will see what kind of Doctor Strange you are. Everything you've ever known led you to this moment.
I don't even want to know!
This is going to be fun.
I always suspected this day would come. Because you always suspected this day would come. This is the only way. I'm ready.
You break the rules. You become a hero. I do it, I become the enemy. It doesn't seem fair.
We should tell him the truth.
I did what I had to do.
Well, that's something.
You're wondering what happens now.
Welcome back. Now we're going to discuss Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So, Bobby, what were your initial thoughts after seeing this movie?
When I first stepped out of the theater, I liked it a lot. I have a soft spot for Doctor Strange in my heart. I really love that movie a lot. Like the first movie is one of the most visually stunning movies ever. I love the kaleidoscope sequences and the mirrorverse, and this takes that to another level. Just visually, this movie is just visually stunning with the creativity of the visual effects and the different worlds and different alternate multiverses, and that's like the best part of this film for me. And I was like pretty hyped after seeing this movie. I even bought the Doctor Strange special popcorn bucket and drink combo thing because I just wanted the bucket, and you had to get the drink combo, of course. But coming out of it, I was pretty hyped, and then more I thought about it, I was like, it's messy. The film is very messy, and it's also like they deliver on the main thematic beats, but the way they're delivered is kind of like edited weird, and like I think sometimes the Marvel style kind of comes forward too much, and they try to it's very tonally inconsistent. There's like a lot of horror tropes and a lot of horror moments, and then very comedic, and it's a very messy film overall. And the more I think about it, the less I enjoyed it.
I agree. Yeah, I feel like they tried to put a lot in one movie. And some of it worked really well, like you said, to look at. Visually, very beautiful. I really like the different universes showing the multiverse. That was a really interesting aspect, and it's not something that's easy to do, so they did a really good job with that. But yeah, like you said, it was definitely very messy. The story definitely was lacking at points for me, and there were times where I was just like, okay, this is really just for the fans. Like, this isn't doing anything to help the movie. It's just like, oh, we can throw something cool here, let's do it.
Probably my biggest problem with the film was like, I really loved the setup of Scarlet Witch being the villain and her, like, I didn't love the transition of the reveal. I was like, oh shit, wait, what's happening? And like, it was okay, but I liked I liked the fact that she was the villain, but like her ending, like with the kids felt really like obvious to me and like, just super easy to like, and like I didn't really see any like real character growth from her except for just realizing she's a monster in front of her children when she's beating herself up and in the other multiverse, and it's like, it just I want a little more substance from the film. There's a lot of plot in the film, and I think it lacks a lot of the emotionality.
Definitely, yeah. It's really just, we have to hit all these events, and there's no real depth to anything, it seems. It's just like, let's move fast from one place to the other. And like you said, Scarlet Witch being the villain was very cool. They should have done something more with it. And like you said, the ending with her, with the kids and everything, it was obvious, and it felt very rushed to me. Like, it all wrapped up nicely with a neat little bow in the last like 10 minutes of the film, it seemed. And it just, considering how we started, when it is revealed that she's the villain, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good. It's, Avengers fighting Avengers, basically. Like Civil War, which was done really well. But this one, it was like, oh, we're gonna have them fighting each other, but also we don't really see Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange interact until the end. They're kind of separate throughout the movie, and so definitely some holes there that they could have fixed with just a little bit of fine-tuning, I feel like. I'm
curious. There's a new character introduced in this film, America
Chavez?
America Chavez. And what were your, like, I think she did a really good job. Like, a very different and new character for basically the MCU, and like one of the coolest, newest powers we've ever seen.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about the character going in. I knew that she was going to appear, but like I knew nothing of her powers or like whatever. And I was really impressed by like her performance and then her just like as a character. What did you think about her?
So I went into this movie knowing nothing. So the first like 5-10 minutes of the movie, we see America and this other version of Doctor Strange running around, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. This isn't Doctor Strange, it's someone else. What's going on? But she did a fantastic job. I can't remember the actress's name, but she just killed it, I think. She was a scared little teenager, and it came across for sure. Like you said, her power is super cool, and I'm excited I hope she's in future movies because she's like a breath of fresh air, it seems to me.
Yeah, they kept calling her kid, but she seemed like our age. So
yeah, she's not a kid.
Yeah, like she's like in her 20s. It kind of felt weird. But it's fine for whatever. But like I was more impressed by like they're trying to do a lot of new introductions of characters in the MCU right now because of Endgame and a lot of characters passing on with Iron Man and Captain America. And this was probably one of the better introductions, more
for sure.
And like obviously she has probably the most screen time of any new character there has been. We'll talk about more of the spoiler stuff after this break.
Welcome back. Now we're going to continue our discussion on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So, Bobby, there are some cameos in this movie. Not to get into too many spoilers, but we are going to have to get into some spoilers with this movie.
We'll get into the character spoilers. We won't get into the actor spoilers.
Yes.
Except for, like, everyone knows, if you saw the first trailer, Patrick Stewart's in this film.
Yes, he is.
He plays his character in the Marvel movies. He is Professor X.
Yes.
I really appreciated how he is in the classic Marvel Comics wheelchair of the yellow mobile thingy. I thought they did a good job of bringing that to life for like just comics accuracy. And also Reed Richards shows up for the first time in the MCU,
Right.
and we are getting a Fantastic Four movie. I won't spoil who the actor is because that's the actor I really wanted to play them.
Hopefully.
And I really hope that that actor comes and plays them in the actual Fantastic Four movie. And then we had another. We're also talking about the Illuminati right now.
Yes.
In the Marvel comics and in this movie. And there's also Monica Rambeau, the actress who plays Monica Rambeau in Captain Marvel, played Captain Marvel
In this universe.
In this
yes.
universe, and was there anyone else?
Captain.
Oh, and then also Captain Carter shows up
Yes.
in this film. She first showed up in the what's it called, the What If series as an animated character, and the actress who plays Agent Carter in the original Captain America films reprises her like role basically, and comes back for the film and does a pretty good job. I think she was a little stiff at first for me, but then and when the fight comes, she comes a little better into her own. But like, then it's not really her, but like, whatever.
Exactly.
And then the other cameo was Bruce Campbell, who is the pizza ball
guy.
cart guy, the food cart guy, and it's basically there for super comedic effect, and is the spoiler. The second post-credit scene, which is basically just a F you, the movie's over.
Yeah.
This is all we have, and it was what it was. But what were your thoughts on some of the cameos that we got?
I like the cameos. They definitely were fun. I'm always a fan when it happens in movies, especially the Marvel movies. It's fun to see different characters from, we got Charles Xavier, X-Men, meeting Marvel for the first time. But it definitely felt like it was more for the fans than anything else. I feel like they kind of were like, we can make these cameos happen, so let's do it. It didn't really add a lot to the plot for me.
I think the cameos would have meant a lot more if we probably had the characters who will probably play them in the future in a movie first. It's like they showed up and we kind of all expected them to show up, and they didn't really. They did some stuff, but it was kind of disappointing with what they did in the film.
I mean, they were on screen for maybe 10 minutes, if that. So.
But ultimately, overall, I overall enjoyed the film. I have a lot of criticisms of the film. Also, last thing, what were your thoughts of the zombie Doctor Strange, or all the different versions of Doctor Strange and all that?
Different versions of Doctor Strange, I can get on board with. The zombie Doctor Strange really just, I was already kind of taken out of the movie when they were like, the Illuminati will see you now. I was like, all right, I understand that. I understand it's the comics, but
it's a weird. I like their depiction of Black Bolt. I watched the Inhumans show, the terrible Inhumans show, and they have that actor, and for the first time he's an actual what he's supposed to be in the comics, and they did a really good job with it.
Yeah, no, I know they did a good job sticking true to the comics and everything. I didn't I didn't read the comics or anything, so that's why it's not as good for me. But yeah, when zombie Doctor Strange came on the screen, I was like, so we're bringing people back from the dead now? Doing this dream walking thing?
I really love the demons of that, the horror stuff around that. I wish they pushed it more. I hate that this is they could have done so much more if it was a rated R movie.
Yeah.
With the horror stuff, they just couldn't do all the way. There's a lot of stuff that's not appropriate for PG-13 in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
That is that pushes the line, which I enjoyed. They're really trying to get out there with that.
Yeah.
But overall, I enjoyed the film, and there's a lot of criticisms about it. But what are your overall score, ratings, thoughts?
Like you said, I did enjoy this film. Am I gonna make sure I'm gonna go and see it again? Maybe when it comes on Disney Plus. I'll check it out again, but I'm not going to rush out to the theaters to see it. So I would give it a solid 7 out of 10 for me. Not my favorite, but it is entertaining. So, I mean, might as well give it another watch. What about you?
So yeah, overall, I agree with you. More of like a 7, 7.5 out of 10. I'm closer probably to 7.5 because I'm really into Marvel. I watched all the shows and all of that, and I've been following, like I go every opening night to all the
Right.
Marvel movies, even though like they've been declining in like appeal ever since Endgame. And then multiverse movies wise, this is it's a multiverse movie. I think the Spider-Man movie is a much more enjoyable movie. It's a less
Yeah.
well-written movie, or like this Spider-Man movie is terribly written. But it's multiverse movies. It's fine. But like overall, it is what it is. So.
Exactly, yeah. Well, those are our thoughts on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and we'll be right back after this.
That's all for this week. If you want to follow more Review Crew content, go to the Review Crew Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, as well as Orange TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and YouTube.
Find the Review Q's podcast on Spotify or on our website at orangetvnetwork.syr.edu, where you can also find our blog and more OTN information.
Also, be sure to check out Friday Night Movie Night on OTN. This week's movies are The Little Princess, Indiscretion of an American Wife, and Father's Little Dividend.
See you next semester.